Hello. Let me make sure I got my line right. Welcome back at Matters Podcast. Native myself.
What's up, guys?
Welcome back. Just had a good week.
Had a pretty good week, yeah.
Dude,
Been busy.
I went to class yesterday. I got my ass kicked like bad. Had
Really?
Mad Walker kicking my ass, Nick kicking my ass. Everybody was just giving me ass whoopings over there.
Some days be like that. Huh?
Dude, it must be the announcement that they made that ADCC is coming to Charlotte.
Yeah.
Everybody brought the A game.
Everybody's
I'm over here, father of two, showing up to class and getting my ass kicked.
Unfortunately, you're now the meme guy.
Yeah, the hobbyist.
Me, I finally beat my nemesis, father of two.
Dude, I'm like, I remember Pete, is that his name? Peter from Deadpool.
Peter from.
He's the guy with the mustache.
I think I know who you're talking about. Yeah, okay.
That's me right there in the gym. That was me yesterday. Getting my ass kicked. Ragdoll. Say, fuck. Well, yeah, man. It was one of those days. Lonely. Drive home. Windows up. Not even AC. Just and then when I got home, my wife said me, "Hey, you know you got your ass kicked at the gym." Fuck. I did.
Just started falling right there.
Oh yeah. I'm going for another drive.
You know, I'll be back.
Yeah. It was painful. But yeah, I did get my ass kicked today. Well, yeah, that was the last nail of the coffin.
Dang.
You gotta get better, man. Step it up. That's
right. Oh man, I made it Sunday, but I haven't made it since then. I've started running in the morning, so that's positive. Trying to just, well, I say running in the mornings. I'm trying to run twice a week just to, start getting back into it. Starting very slowly, but yeah, I'm just trying to get my lungs back going. At least do that. I mean, work's been chaos, so it's been hard to make it in, but
yeah. Like you doing like Tuesday, Thursdays run?
I did one Monday. I was thinking Thursday. Yeah. Getting it in there, trying to start that up.
Do you do do you used to go do distance or do you do like running drills?
I have been just doing distance. Yeah, the running drills, I mean, I'm sure that would be probably better for jiu-jitsu related. Like, I imagine sprints are probably very effective.
Yeah, I used to follow this guy, Brian McKenzie. He used to do what you call those. He used to train triathlons.
Okay.
People, and he had a different distance. So you have to train for a 5K, 10K, half marathon. So he had a different training method, training like a workup. I think it's like a 6-week workup, like for training. I can't remember if it was 6 or 12 weeks. It depends on like what distance you're running. So basically, the first part was drills or running. So it's basically teaching you how to run again. So you bouncing like for 10 yards, just like your ankles, doing like maybe like a butt kicks, kind of like butt kicks. So kind of like firing up your hamstring. So most of the you run is done by your hamstring instead of your hip flexor, because your hamstring is a bigger muscle. And also extending your hips. So by extending, opening your hip, you get a better push when you're running. So you're kind of leaning forward a little bit, and then just bringing your heels to your butt. So that way, the more you lean, the faster you're able to run, and then your legs are just trying to keep up. And also, you want your foot to land right, almost below your hip instead of in front of it. So that way, you don't be like breaking, like a heel strike.
Right.
So kind of like that. He has a bunch of like a training drills on YouTube. That he goes over he's do breathing and all the stuff like Wim Hof stuff like that. But at the beginning he used to do a lot of those. So it's like those running part. Then after that there is second part is the shuttle run. So you be running for example 50 no use it depends 45 seconds, and he does a cadence according to the cadence. So you have like the metronome. So you have like 98. So you have people bounce like doom, 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 doom. So you have like a cadence where you're running and it prevent the bouncing so much. So like for example, you 45 seconds running, 45-second rest, or like it would have like a different cadence of or where you're running. So like you doesn't like wear you out at the beginning, and then at the end, that's what you do the sprint part. So it's like 10 rounds of 50-yard run, 100 meter, 50-yard run was meter, 50-meter run, 100-meter walk, or it just depends according to the day and what distance you're training for.
Interesting. Interesting.
And the thing about it, the sprint part, either do it barefoot on grass or sand. So that way you get used to running barefoot. And something about running barefoot, you don't heel strike. You only do when you're wearing shoes.
Right. Right. I have
But you
heard
fuck
that.
up your foot.
Hmm. That is interesting. Yeah, I had heard that, you run correctly when you run barefoot.
Yeah. Does
I've
you
had
see
a lot
kids
of
running like that?
right. Yep. Yep. I've heard people recommend those like toe shoes
Mm-hmm.
for that reason.
Yeah. I used to do regular shoes running for the running part, except for the sprint part. I wear the zero drum because you don't want to pull Achilles like running the whole time because you don't used to being like nor like being flat footed or like being on the ground. Like the zero drop shoes, as I usually call them.
Mhm.
So most people they're not. I used to it. I usually my wife will always give me help because I'm always barefoot inside the house.
Okay.
I'm always like barefoot, doesn't matter. But meanwhile, when I'm going in the jiu-jitsu, put wrestling shoes on.
That is fine. Yeah. What's up with that?
Autism, man, autism. Can't help it. I got the ism. Sensitive.
I don't like my feet touched.
Yeah, I don't like grown men touching my feet. But yeah, some people they don't know. That's what they usually like, kind of like a people that want the criticism like wearing those serial drop. Usually, people start developing either Achilles issue or plantar fasciitis.
Really?
Yeah, because because using your feet are not as strong. Because usually, for example, somebody that wears boots, they usually their foot doesn't like the muscles on the foot they're not being used most of the time. But they start wearing bare like a zero drop or barefoot, those muscles start like Dominic Cruz is having that issue. He had like a lot of plantar fasciitis
Mhm.
because just like your foot and the start cramping up.
Hmm. Hmm. That's interesting.
Yeah, because usually the arch or your foot supposed to be like a spring.
Right. Yep. Huh. That is strange. Yeah, I remember back in the day, back on the farm, I used to go barefoot a lot. Like, but yeah, I haven't done that for years.
Dude, I used
Before
to wear flip flops before, like when I was in college all the time. And then like afterwards I found out like flip flops is not good for your feet. I stopped using flip flops after that.
flip flops not good for your feet.
No, because your big toe, like the ways you have you seen like they call it Islander feet?
Oh, I have seen that. Yeah.
Because wearing flip flops because your toes is used to just like your big toe especially. So starting having issues with your arch of your foot. So you started being like flat footed, like duck feet because your big toe is using that motion. Some people develop turf toe because of it as well.
Really? That's very
So you start walking. It's because once you start having issue. Well, I'm not a doctor, but once you start having issue with your big toe because of doing that motion, you should start walking around it. So you start sticking your toes out. So you walk around instead of walking over your big toe, you walk around it. So you start your arch start collapsing because of it. Then you're having issues with your hip, valgus knee, then your hip having issues as well, hip flexor, back issues. It just like goes all the way up.
you're screwed.
Yeah,
Flip flops, man.
yeah. That's and also look at the podium. Most of the guys, the gold medal, wear shoes. You notice that no flip
Yeah.
flops.
Yeah, I have.
But yeah, ever
Wow.
since I heard that, I just started barefoot.
Mm.
Which is funny. When I was little, I used to get punished for that when I was like in Panama. I used to like walk barefoot and like even though I was I used to step on chicken shit, I used to get pissed off. But if I was caught like not wearing shoes, I would get like my feet stomp on, like put some shoes on. But also over
Hey.
there's more dangerous because they have glass. My uncle he had a shop, had a bunch of metal on the ground.
Mm.
Your feet
Yeah.
cut.
Yeah. Yeah, true. Cutting your feet that can be
Oh yeah,
bad. Yeah.
yeah, dude. I don't know if I tell you. Well, speaking of, now another reason why they told me to wear shoes my neighbor, they had tore down some buildings, something like that, and they had some wood they had put laid down, and they left the nail in there. And I was walking right on top of it, and the nail went right through my foot.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I did that in the barn one time. I had shoes on, but there was this like a spike coming up through and it went straight through my shoe up into my foot. Oh my gosh. My brother did the same thing. He said he was walking along one day and he was walking across these two planks and then like he took two steps and all of a sudden the plank started like taking steps with him, like they were following him, and he realized the nails are into his feet. So
Oh,
like
did
these
it go
two
in?
planks were like follow yeah, they were following him.
They have stilts. Dude, dude, that's not fun. And my over there, my grandmother, I don't know what the hell she was doing, man. So she like put candle wax in it, but then first she put kerosene on it on my foot. But it's still supposed to like take away the coldness, and then she tried to put candle wax on it. Dude, have kerosene on my foot. Why are you trying to put candle?
Okay, yeah.
Just set me on fire.
This'll fix it.
No, right,
Really
dude. You gonna fix it?
cauterize the wound.
Oh yeah, dude. The wounding, everything around it too. Like, dude, what are you doing? But she was putting candle wax on it. Like, oh my god, just take me to the doctor. How about that?
Yeah.
Take me to the hospital. Ah, dude, I said this happened. This worked before. I do. I'm pretty sure I had tetanus because it's a rusted nail.
Yeah.
And yeah, yeah, those places that is wow, man. Kind of things they do over there. But man, so for today episodes to go back, kind of a little off topic. But do you want to go over who's number one, or where do you want to start?
Yeah, sure.
Who's number one? Number 28, the king. Has he fallen, or is he just giving up the title? He just gave up the title. No longer the champion for who's number one. And now the title is up for grab versus Pena versus Lou Griffith, which is the match between Pena and Gordon Ryan is 2-2 now, right? Pena beat him twice,
Think so.
and Gordon beat him twice. That's the last ADCC once is when he beat him for the second time.
Right. Maybe that is it. I don't know why I was thinking it was like I thought Gordon had one more win, but I don't know why I was thinking Gordon had one more win, but no, you're probably right on that.
Yeah, and then he's going against Gordon's teammate Lou Griffith.
Yep. That'll be
Newly promoted black belt. Yeah, remember Dan Naher gave it black belt after the last who's number one.
That's right. That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah. That'll be interesting. Yeah. Pena versus a new black belt.
Yeah, but also most of the time, probably Gordon Ryan will probably be coaching him because Danaher is still out because of the hip surgery.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Plus he's on a stretcher on the sideline.
Yeah, doing a Zoom call.
Yeah.
Coach him, and then Mika is gonna be in that one as well versus a Gracie, Jonathan Gracie. What's his called? Which Mika he likes to bring in. Jonathan Gracie is gonna go as Mika.
It's crazy what happens when you give roids to an 18-year-old.
I know, right? It's like giving superpowers.
They come at they get really aggressive. It's crazy.
Yeah, they want to send up to every tournament, every event. BJJ start check, ADCC check. Who's number one? Check. Who's number two? And whatever the number after that. Every event.
Yeah.
Do you think he'll have a well? Speaking of Gordon Ryan, do you think he'll have a short career like Gordon Ryan, or do you think he'll be longer career, considering the supplements that he's on?
That is a good question. I don't know. With him being that young, I'm curious if it will make the fire burn hot until it can't. But I feel like what really did Gordon in more than anything was the staph infections, the antibiotics he had to take for that. I feel like that's what took him out more than anything.
Yeah, because how long well, what's his name? How long has he been doing it? Barnett Rocha. Was he on the juice before he had the heart issue?
Yeah, who knows? I mean, I would have a hard time believing that he was on it from like young, but it's a good question.
Also, you have to take consideration is was Wagner using aftermarket stuff or was he using like a medical grade supplements, because
Right.
that's another thing. If you go to the black market, you might get some stuff that mix in that's not really good for your
Yeah.
body.
Right.
You get some steroids with some catfish oil, whatever.
Yeah.
Don't know what you get into.
That's valid. That's valid. Yeah, I have no idea. I don't know if there's a way to know. I mean, I'm sure he's not super open about that.
Yeah. Speaking of, I forgot to mention that another guy, Brazilian on supplements, Vitor Belfort was announced that he's going to be inducted to the Hall of Fame.
Really?
Yeah. He was in the Canadian card of Madalena versus Mohammed. It was announced that Vitor Belfort is going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Really? Vitor Belfort. Huh. I haven't seen him in a minute. That's crazy.
Yeah. Considering he was like, I can't remember if that was the first one. UFC 13, I used to have the VHS when he was at the beginning of his career. I think he was like 20 at the time. He was in a tournament when he first started. He was yoke.
Hmm.
At the time, and he's hanging out like with a bunch of bodybuilder stuff, but his boxing was nasty.
Really?
He used to wear those he used to at one point he used to wear wrestling shoes when he used to go in there and violate to those shorts. And remember one time he like that one fight that he just annihilated Vanderlei Silva in within the first minute. Just like walk him down the cage, knock him out. He beat did he beat I'm not sure, did he beat Tito Ortiz? I can't remember. He had a fight with Tito Ortiz. He fought Randy Couture. He like the icon was the first one, was Dr. Stoppage. He won the title that way. They lost against Randy Couture. He left the UFC. I think he was like Elite XC or another promotion that he was in, and then he came back eventually into the UFC. So it was the Vitor Belfort that just started just wrecking people, because at the time they were allowing TRT as a supplement. They had like some sort of waiver for you to use TRT during that time.
Yep. Okay.
And that's when he brown has kick. I think Luke Rockholm. He had never been known for doing kicks. And then he I don't know how Michael Bisping might feel about Vitor Belfort being in the Hall of Fame, considering he blind his eye with a kick with TRT on the juice.
Yeah. Yeah. Dang, that was the one that blinded his eye.
Mm-hmm. High kick to the face. Boom. Detaches retina.
Oh, he went on a spree of those.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Bisping, head kick and punches. Luke Rockhold, wheel kick and punches.
Rich
And then
Franklin.
Dan Henderson, a head kick.
Did he go against Rich Franklin?
Yep, he did. He won punches round 1, 2009.
Yeah, I think that's what he won, and he got his way into the title for the middleweight against Anderson Silva.
Okay. Yep. There's a performance of the night.
That's the front kick from Steven Seagal.
Dang, he was fighting in the UFC the year I was born.
Mm-hmm. Forever. UFC 12 was his first one.
Judgment Day.
13 was the one I've seen where he beat Tank Abbott.
Wow. 97. He fought a lot in 97. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 different fights in that year.
Also, you do, was that one? No, never mind. The UFC 12 was a tournament. So you have to, two people say 9. Remember back in the day they used to do tournaments?
Okay. Yep. That's crazy to think. MMA tournaments. Fucking hell.
Brazil was where he beat Vanderlei Silva. He beat Heath Herring in Pride. Heath Herring is heavyweight.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Beat Marvin Eastman. Oh, that Marvin Eastman, he split Marvin Eastman's forehead. It was a flying knee. Yeah, up in the cut, you can see his skull. That's how bad that cut was.
Dang.
Yeah. Then he went Randy Couture beating Dr. Stoppage. Then Randy Couture, Dr. Stoppage him for the title. For Tito Ortiz, he lost a split decision and then he left to go to Pride. And lost against Alistair Rain. Then he went to Cage Rage. That's what it was. Cage Rage. He won that one. I remember that one. He had cornrows in that fight. He lost against Alistair Rain in Strike Force, 2006. Then he went back to Pride. He beat Takahashi, but then lost to Henderson. Then UFC, he came back. That's what he was in a tear. Beat Rich Franklin, TKO, lost against Enzo Silva. And for some reason, I think he almost beat John Jones in that fight. for the title at a light heavyweight.
Really?
He got in an arm bar. He was really tight. He hyperextended John Jones' arm, but he didn't tap out.
Mm.
And then he was able to get a, they call it key lock, but that was Americana. But he submitted um Vitor Belfort in that match. For some reason, I think the UFC, they let John Jones know that Vitor Belfort, when he was in the on TRT, for example, this like normal range is like from 1 to 1, like testosterone to I can't remember non-testosterone. It's supposed to be like 1 to 1, like max supposed to be 1 to 6. Beta performance was like 1 to 15. That's how like his ratio was. How crazy it was. He tested for that match, but he still, because he had an exemption for TRT, he didn't it wasn't like illegal, like,
Right.
but he was like juiced to the gills. Like, I mean, he had traps all the way like behind his ear. Yeah, freaking muscle in his eyebrows. Then after that was done when he blind Michael Bisping, spinning heel kick to Luke Rockhold. That's it. He had a mohawk in the cross, Jesus in his head, and then he knocked out Dan Henderson. Then
Mm.
after that, I think that's when they had the Reebok deal and the USADA thing. So that's when he got deflated.
Yeah. Yep.
A
And
bit
he
over for,
started.
because he was in he took a 2 year off because he had to be clean for USADA.
Yep. Yep. Gosh. Yeah. And then just tanked after that.
Yeah. You see a correlation?
Maybe, could be coincidence. Who knows?
Yeah. Because it beat Dan Henderson and Nate Marquardt. And then after that he lost against Jacare, Gergo Musasi, knocked out that Gastelum, and then Liro Machida. But he retired. He just 18. That one no contest in Gastelum, he won. He overturned after he tested positive for a marijuana metabolite, Gastelum, which is crazy. That's what Nick Diaz was suspended for so long too. For the Anderson Silva fight, he tested positive for the same thing.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, kind of crazy to think. Goes to show, like, if they did start one of those leagues where they allowed like, steroids and stuff, you could see a lot more fights out of the fighters because this guy clearly pumped them out. Like, he was not, his recovery time was phenomenal. And then the other thing is, like, you're talking about, he's like splitting people's skulls open basically with his knee. Like, the amount of damage that they can cause with their hits is significantly increased, I would say. I mean, because I don't mean, it's not that you never see somebody get damaged badly these days, but not like that. Not
Yeah,
usually.
straight violence.
Right.
Yeah, it kind of like balances the dichotomy of having, like, you're young, you have the youth, you have the strength, you have athleticism, you have your reaction time, but you get older, though it goes away, but the wisdom start getting out. Like, you're getting wiser, you get better ways adjusting. But if you have to worry about adjusting and you still keep the same athleticism, you get to see like high performance of those people.
Exactly. Exactly. The skill combined with the body to keep going. Yeah. It does. Yeah. Not only would it be a little bit more dangerous for the person taking, these PEDs, just because, I mean, it wears you out, but you gotta, the opponents as well, they're gonna take a lot more damage. So I don't know. That would be, I'm sure people would watch it. I have no doubt there, but it would be brutal, I think, if that
Yeah,
happened.
that's what a lot of sports, they whenever they have those kind of, for example, baseball. A lot of people watch those baseball during the time because home run. How many like races for see who's gonna get the most home run? This Sammy Sosa, Mark McGuire back in the day. See knockouts or like people getting wrecked in different sports because people like seeing action like that. So it's the same purpose. WWE also is known for that.
Mm-hmm.
They used to like have guys juice to the gills because their schedule was crazy, but
Are they
also
not
like
now? Does
they
WWE
don't have so
test?
much. They have like so many weeks out of the year and they're off for some time.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Back in the day, I think it was like 45 weeks out of the year. They're working and they're on the road for like 4 days of the week, except
Yeah.
for the
So
days they were
there's
filming.
no resting.
No.
Golly.
and then they were self-prescribing, drinking, working out during the day, pain medication, drugs, whatever you call it. They were on it. I'm surprised that Ric Flair is still alive.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he survived a plane crash. Yeah.
Dang.
I don't know how he's still alive.
Hey, man.
People are too drunk. You know, people that say whenever they're drunk hit somebody in an accident.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it keeps you relaxed.
Yeah. But yeah, man. Because I think he was in a plane crash because they was burned. He has some issues with that. After he was in the accident.
I mean, you're doing pretty well if all you come out of a plane crash with is some burns.
Yeah. Same thing with Travis Barker. He was in the plane crash too. His friend died. Yeah, he was he I think that's why he was vegan. He was vegan for a long time, but when he was trying to recover, he had to start eating meat. They asked him that you have to start eating meat because that way you're able to recover faster.
Yeah, interesting. Yep.
What's that?
I just I looked up Travis Barker.
Yeah, because I remember he would talk about how some of his tattoos get ruined because of he got burned.
Yep.
But he's one of those guys that he used to go to a gym like for boxing, and he would hit the heavy bag for time, like he will like for hours.
Really?
Because remember he's a drummer, he has to the cadence and be able to you remove your arms for hours during a whole play set. So you have to have the cardio.
That is impressive. Yeah, that is impressive cardio.
Yeah, at one point I have another like story about him. He broke his hand before the start of the tour, and he played the tour one hand, playing drums. Crazy.
That's some next level skills for sure.
Yeah, there's another drummer that he has one hand. I can't remember which band it is. Like old, is it Def Leppard?
Yeah, I think it was Def Leppard. Yeah, pretty sure.
Because remember he got assaulted outside like a hotel recently, a few years back. He was smoking outside and a fan assaulted him, but he has one hand. I remember that he has one hand.
One-handed, one arm.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Yeah.
Is it the drums or the piano? Drums it is. You can use your legs to make up for it.
Right, that's right.
But yeah, like I remember, I can't remember who you talking about. Travis Barker. Well, he hit the back. He'll just like he go for a long period of time. Just sitting in the back. Just think about it. Just moving your feet, footwork, and then your arms. How freaking strong you have to be.
Right. Yeah.
I have a condition for that.
Yeah, that's hard to imagine. I wonder how long the shows are. Like how long like he's actually playing drums for.
Probably maybe like 2 hours, and they have drum solo. It depends because you have like heavy metal, dude. Those guys go freaking hard.
True.
Like for example, Disturbed drummer, dude. You hear the double bass. It's like nuts.
Yeah. The I can't remember what they call it. The like pedal, the one where they hit the pedals to play the big drum.
Mm-hmm.
There's some like metal bands for that like they keep that up for a long time. I cannot imagine how their calves must be.
Oh yeah. Speaking of plantar fasciitis, I'm pretty sure they get plantar too. They were going playing like that.
Yeah, I bet.
Crazy. But I mean, you can imagine how like if they take up boxing, how good they will be.
Yeah, the cardio would be pretty unmatched.
Mm-hmm. A freaking airdyne. Fucking just go all this shit. They can fan the whole house with that shit. But yeah, he like that's crazy. Like have you ever done like a heavy bag workout?
What do you mean?
For example, days I hate and I didn't want to go run, I go on a heavy bag. So I'll do like rounds. So it'll be like 3 minute or 2 minute rounds. So that had to be like 30 minutes. So just do intervals. So 3 minute, go 1 minute rest, or like 2 minute, go 1 minute rest. And then you like, for example, you like the first round, it'll be just your jab, do 10 jabs, 10 cross, 10 hooks, or doing kicks like that. And then eventually you'll be able to get in your combos 1, 2, 3, get it moving around, hook, on the uppercut, do your kicks implemented. So you try to like do like different combos, and then eventually in the last maybe few rounds, the last 2 rounds, you just go free. But man, if you try to do that, especially with the O2 trainer, dude, that thing gasses you up.
I bet. Yeah, I bet.
And you'd be surprised how much energy you can burn in like those 30 minutes on the heavy mag, because you don't think consideration. A lot of people that hit the bag, you have to hit like most of them like heavy bag. They're like 200 pounds. So in order for you to move it, you have to hit it with your hands, especially. You have to hit it with your body into it.
Mhm.
So the last few rounds is a beast.
I believe that. No, I have no illusion to that being an easy workout.
Dude, my biceps were freaking burning.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially hooks. When they use elbows, dude, the elbows hurt like hell.
Yep. That's the thing. Yeah, my back starts burning whenever I do that. Like keeping everything up tight, and then yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's just yep. That's exhausting.
Yeah, and that's only like 30-minute
Right.
workout.
And he was hitting it for like hours.
Yeah, but maybe like, the only people that don't like the Diaz, especially Nick Diaz, is known for that. They're in the back, just also they hit like 50% power,
Right.
this volume.
I mean, I feel like that's the smart ones. You don't have to go all out to do what you
Mm-hmm.
need to do.
Your superpower can be your cardio at times. If you have good technique and your cardio is good, for example, Merab Balashvili, his cardio is insane. In the later rounds, it is the higher he picks it up. And technique, you're like, dude, how do you just like, he broke a Russian
Right. Yeah,
with that.
that's something.
Yeah.
I think too people underestimate the damage that like a 50% throw can do. You don't have to go all out to try to knock somebody's lights out. It just touching them over and over and over again wears the other person down. It
Yeah.
really does.
It's kind of like water in a rock, like a single drop. It doesn't do much, but just keep going, keep going. It's basically
Mhm.
like erode that rock. So because also it disturb your timing. So the simple as a jab, George Champion was known for that, disturbing that. And every time somebody will go the start of the combo, you reset and boom, jab, boom, and then mess up their timing. For example, Diaz, Nick Diaz is known for that. Frank Chandler used to say that, man, when he would go to the body, it wasn't hard, but it was hard because he won't let you breathe. And when you're trying to take a breath in, boom, you can't breathe. How can you keep up with somebody?
Yeah, when he's breathing easy and you can't breathe at all.
Yeah, it's like, dude, like, it's like drowning above water. But that's a good like for jiu-jitsu as well. You're able to like drown somebody, like be able to smother them, just like your technique. In which I would recommend is for later on, like in your training part, just drilling at a fast pace, low intensity, to be able to like just get used to just getting your cardio body moving. And also weight wise, cutting weight, it helps you cut weight and keeping your mind sharp on the technique that you're going to be doing during the match as well.
Like, yeah, maintaining like a flow roll, you mean?
No, just like your technique. So, for example, you're going for armbar for a guard, just drill
Okay.
that, or whatever. Like, so you just do 3 different techniques that you're going for. Go for your armbar, switch it to a triangle, or switch it to something else, switch it to a K guard to like attack, so on and so on. Just putting those together, just those sequences. So by the time, because eventually you'll be able to get tired. The resistance is not as high, but once you get like tired, you're able to like hit those moves at the same time, because keeping those brain pathway just sharp, kind of like a sword, just forging it just little by little, same way.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. I mean, yeah, your brain does what it knows when it's tired. If your body is just so used to that and it's just muscle memory, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, for example, Anderson Silva versus Sean Holland, when he's getting beat up for fourth round, there's only a minute left, and then Anderson Silva just threw the triangle and finished it from there, because he's used to doing the triangle, especially with Bruce ribs.
He had bruised ribs at the time.
Yeah, he went in with a broken rib. That's what he said. Why he's having a hard time in that match, and Sean Holland kept taking him down. Eventually, he just pushed her up and just threw the triangle up there. But yeah, if you're able to like do that, that's good. Like if you have good training partners, they let you know whenever they have to back up, especially going up to matches. Because it tends that you early in the week, in the last week, you want to knock those high intensity as far as like resistance, but later on, want to just get those reps in instead of just running the cut way or stuff like that. You can do it that way.
No, that makes sense.
Especially if you have a sport like jiu-jitsu, it's not just one muscle group that you have to like coordinate all your body to do them like awkward movements. It's something as simple as just grabbing a dummy. Grab a dummy, you start drilling on there. From there.
Those are pretty popular. I haven't used them much, but I could see how that would be kind of nice in some situations for training. Yeah, I've really not done much work with dummies in jiu-jitsu, but it seems like it'd be worth a try.
It helps you like you flow and those flow rope or different positions. They like because it's awkward. Sometimes it lands in awkward position in the dummy. Try to find a new move from there to go to your next submission.
They're a little pricey, aren't they?
I think so, yeah. But you usually use the one in the gym. That's what I usually do. There's nobody there, just go and jump on the dummy. The gimp, they call it, because it's all leather. Especially ADCC is coming to town. A lot of people are going to be turning up the heat.
Turning up the heat.
Yeah. Increasing their Flintstone vitamins. Oh man, like I was telling people at the gym, like, dude, whether you're going to compete or not, you can never regret getting better at jiu-jitsu. So you just work up to it, whether you're going to compete or not, and see how you feel. And you sign up for it. If you want feeling froggy, sign up for it. This is the one time that is coming into town. So might as well just work as like the best you can always work for the best you can be. You have enough time to get better from now until December.
Yeah, I will say, I would definitely want to be in peak condition for that, just for this fact that people come in there trying to rip you apart. Like, that is very intense competition.
Yeah. I heard that slams are now illegal. Slams are not legal anymore. ADCC.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd be kind of blown away by that. That would completely change things.
Yeah. I mean, people used to freaking roll all the way to the parking lot, and the referee wouldn't stop them.
Yeah. Yeah, true.
Forget about freaking insurance liability. They used to like just keep him rolling on top of the damn table. They just move the computer, the score. Let him go in there. That's what they used to do. Freaking going to the bleachers, they'll keep going.
Okay, let him go. Yep. All right.
Yeah.
He's taking him into his known territory.
Yeah. Dude, like it was crazy, man. But I wonder if it's true or not, but that's what I heard. There also Kena Basami is not legal. Scissor leg takedown.
Really?
Mm-hmm. But I'm not sure if that's for lower bell or not. Mm-hmm. Because how many leg entries start from there?
Right, a lot, dude. Yeah. I mean, that one's less surprising than the slaps, honestly, because I mean, it is a takedown. It works, although it does create a lot of injuries.
Mm-hmm.
The slaps, wow.
Yeah.
Trying to make it more exciting. They're trying to compete with somebody.
I'm not sure, man. No more slams, man. That's the fun of the takedowns.
You're saying slams.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I thought you said slaps. I was like,
No,
what?
no,
Yeah.
slams.
Okay. That's okay. That's all. I mean, still game changing. What? Slams not legal.
That's the only thing that made difference ADC difference from the other tournaments. Daga no slam, Newbury no slam. US grappling used to have slams before.
I mean, the fact that you can't pull guard in ADCC without getting penalized, that definitely makes it different. Not being able to slam on top of that is, I feel like that's going to make the hand fighting in the matches just way worse, way longer.
Yeah. Because you want to like, well, I also you have to take consideration what they consider slam. If it's like picking up powerbomb on somebody or double leg or like doing leg takedown and the person who's doing the takedown, their knee has to hit the mat before the other person. Like laying it down with the control. It's not like throwing over your head kind of slams. That's different. But like if you pick him up and one your knee hits the mat before the other person, that's not considered a slam.
Yeah, I'd be interested to hear more on that. See if that's
Because that's what college wrestling is. They do it like that. If as long as you control, you bring it down, and you're, I think either your elbow or your knee either of those touches the mat before the opponent does. It's not considered a slam, which is fair.
Yeah, because you're probably lower than them at that point.
Mm-hmm. Because from now on, both of the guys are going to be pulling guard, just jumping into like piggyback right in the front, just jumping just because they don't have to worry about being in slam
Right. Yeah.
and doing a match.
I don't know. That's interesting.
But that's like kind of gives like a New Year's resolution for the end of the year, getting ready for ADCC for some people
Yeah.
as
Yeah,
the
that's true.
competition was.
That's true. Yeah, it'll definitely push people to get. Yeah. No, that's no lie. Although I feel like a lot of the people who probably, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like a lot of the people who plan on competing in ADCC probably were just traveling for it.
Especially like New Jersey, then Florida, which is like 12 hours away.
Where all did they have it before? Did they have any in Georgia? I'd be surprised if they didn't.
I'm not sure. I know at BGF they have it in Georgia, Atlanta, but I'm not sure ADC. I thought for some reason the East Coast was like up north, like New Jersey, something like that.
Strange. I feel like the grappling is not that big up though. Well, I mean, it wasn't where I was up north.
Well, they have a lot of gyms up there, like in New Jersey. I think
Wrestling
chiropractic.
is though, I guess. Wrestling
Yeah,
is huge up there. So
I think chiropractic. The Silver Fox is in New Jersey. I think Almeida he has one there. Frank Yeager gym is there. Sarah. I'm not sure if he's. I think he wants to. No, I think he wants to. He's New York, but like they have up there. Of course, New York is right there too. Yeah, Hensel's. It's
that's
crazy.
yeah. True.
And Marcelo, which is two pioneers that are right there up north.
Yeah, that's valid.
Is Cyborg? Is he in Florida?
Yes.
Okay, because I can't remember
Miami,
who
I
else is
believe.
in Florida than there.
Well, there's a few though. I think.
Is it Duarte? No, he's Atos, right?
Remember? No, there's a couple gyms down there. Nick and I always talked about going down there to train with Cyborg, and there was. I don't know why I cannot remember the other ones.
That'll be a good show. Definitely like a show is going to different gyms and like going like to eat with the people that are like favorite spot over there after practice. Just doing like just hitting different gyms.
What is this?
A show like would be a nice show to have like it's like a
Yeah,
jiu-jitsu
true.
show. There's like different places, different athletes and stuff like that. Because as you can see, like in the gym, you have different people that you meet different personalities, like they roll together. So you see, man, going to different gyms because they have different ways they train.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that's true. I feel like a lot of gyms have, they'll go out with a group to eat after or whatever.
Now, if you can do a week worth of content, probably Austin, because Austin has so many. You have 10th Planet, you had there, New Wave, B Team, they're there.
Hmm.
What gym is Tackett? I want to say he's in Austin, but I can't remember what gym is there.
I don't know. That one, I
And because you have a bunch of them that moved there. Team Kennedy is there as well in Austin.
to the Brazilian Fight Factory under coach Rodrigo Cabral. The Brazilian Fight Factory,
Where is that one?
Austin, Texas. Wait, from Austin, Texas. Represents Team Checkmate. Doesn't.
Okay. For some reason, I've seen like Austin, and who's number one? No, so
Yeah.
the gym was in there. I mean, that right there is just probably a week worth of content right there. You have Pedigo as well. You have at different locations. Do you have
Over there?
what's that?
Six Blades? Yeah, I thought it was Six Blades in Texas.
That's where they moved to.
Yeah, I thought it was. With multiple locations: Fort Worth, Austin, Lake Travis, and Nova. So
Okay.
they're all over Texas.
All those gyms they have different school of thought as well. I mean, then you have West Coast. You have I can't remember his name now. Andrea Gabal. You can go over there. You have Victory MMA. You have Jeff and Dean Lister in there. For some reason, I heard is it Jeff Glover that he started doing capoeira and started doing jiu-jitsu, which does make sense the way he does roll.
He started in capoeira at the same time.
After he learned jiu-jitsu, he decided like to start learning how to do capoeira, which makes sense for his
Yeah.
game.
Fucking donkey yard.
Yeah, freaking nuts! Wow, man.
Yeah, no, that's true. He had some crazy matches.
Do you know any like a heavier, like a bigger person that have like a same kind of like approach into submission and things like that? Because it's usually like smaller weight that are like that. For example, Tacken, Jeff Glover, Gary Tonin, the Rutola brothers. They're usually there like how Mika Galbao. But usually you'll see that in bigger guys because they're more conservative with their moves in energy and how much resistance they'll be receiving from the other guy compared to smaller guys. The only one I can think of is Nicky Rand, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, he can be pretty aggressive, but I mean, even he's careful. You end up on the bottom as a big guy. That's a problem.
Yeah, you're
Turns
fighting
into a.
gravity,
Hmm
and the guy on top of you.
He probably is the closest match to that description, really.
Yeah, especially CJ one. He was like that. He was just
Yeah,
wrecking to
true.
people.
Yeah, yeah. Those guys didn't stand a chance against him. He was.
He was just like a madman in the tournament.
Everybody knew what he was trying to do too, and they could not stop him.
Do you think it was the pin, or were you just because he wasn't like that in the what he lost in early on the year in who's number one, and then he won the last one decision. It was a much submission, and the one that he lost was in overtime. I think it was an armbar that he lost.
I'm sure the pit helps because you can't really escape. You're trapped in there.
Also, I take consideration that he was one of the few they got to practice in the pit before the pit.
That's true. I mean, maybe it added enough of a dynamic to throw the other guys off.
Mm-hmm. I've seen. I don't know if you've seen this weekend. There was a match that was in the pit, and there was like tag team matches.
I did see that. I didn't get the rules, and I only saw like short clips, so I couldn't really piece it together. But that looked crazy. Was that what it was? People were like tagging in and out.
Yeah.
Okay, I saw people swap and like jump in, but I couldn't.
It's a small pit too. So it's not that hard to just get a tag from there.
Yeah.
Just gotta let the other guy, hey, let go. The other person's in. They can jump in.
Yeah.
I've seen that.
A bunch of people that I recognized in there too. Was that like Alan from Charlotte Jiu-Jitsu that took it? Was it he on the team that took it or whatever?
I'm not sure.
I'd have to look it up.
You've seen clips of it because it's a girls' team that one I've seen. Garami, I think it's out in Fayetteville.
Okay.
They have a gym up there, and they have the pit because they did also like a night. It's like they were armor and they go against each other, but they share each other like wearing a armor, like a knight's armor. That's another matches they had in there.
Just mixing it up.
Yeah. Another TFA they had one a John Wick match.
Yep.
So like 3 different rounds. They had like one that's like a stab, like with a knife, also jiu-jitsu. Another one's like with a gun. So to like toss a gun in there, and they like once like go to the other one, then like one shoot to the other one. That's they win. It's weird, but I want to. I wish they would have one freaking tasers.
Yeah,
interesting.
That would be. Would you just toss one taser in there, or would you have both guys have tasers?
Both guys have taser. Let's fucking go. But the funny thing about it, one taser is charged, the other one is not. So who's gonna get it?
Man.
Yeah, somebody's gonna get a freaking juked out.
Yeah, and go tell tap, so you could just keep getting zapped and no, I ain't tapping.
Dude, that'd be wild.
Yeah, that would be. It's a good idea.
Instead of knife, using just tasers.
Yeah, it'd be the same point. Get shocked
And
by that, you're reacting.
Oh, you feel it for real. It's self-defense. Hey, are we in self-defense or not? This is one of the weapons we use for self-defense. That'd be wow. Let's set it up. Taser match.
The Matt Matters taser match.
Yeah. Who's gonna get the pink one? I need a bang, but the end of the night, my wife needs it. Okay, who's the asshole that brought mace? Everybody gets mace in that place.
Yeah.
Let's take 2 tasers. It's hard to mob taser.
Yeah, that might last a little while.
Dude, imagine you rolling, you get freaking mace in your eyeball because you sweat.
Yeah, and then you don't know if it's like mace or some crazy substance that you just got off the mats. Like, oof.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. Yeah, they have to do it like outside. Dude. Okay,
like
hear me out. Hear me out. So both of them outside the cage, mace them, and then throw them in there. See who's gonna go in.
There we go.
Blind match. Let's go.
Worse than blind match.
You're setting up a freaking bunch of celebrity death matches at this point.
Yeah, no lie.
Set it up just blind. Make sure this on the waiver.
Yeah.
Why wear blindfold when you can just mace each other and just go in there?
There's no peeking.
No,
There's no
no,
peeking.
no way. It might be a little couple of crying, bunch of boogers, no bubbles, but man, you no peeking, no, you're gonna be able to see shit. Okay, enough for us to do this match. Let's have some test dummies, see how it works. Let's run through it.
That's right. Yep.
Oh man, make sure you lock the door because they start rolling and dude, one of them fall out. Dude, that's embarrassing.
They are in the crowd.
Oh no. Oh, dude, that'd be wild. I'm up for it. I'm up for it.
Yep. Yep.
Let's do it. I mean, self defense. That's what we're signing up for.
It's true. That's the truest form of self defense.
Yeah. What if somebody like you sorry somebody steal your base and they just mace you and then
Use
how
it
you
on
gonna
you.
supposed to fire your assailant blind? There you go. There's one way to find out.
Right? You pull out your taser. That's what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you mace them, then give them tasers, so they can't even see whether
Oh, you
swinging that.
okay, let's crank it up. Who has a car battery? Let's put it on the fence. Let's put it on the fence. They can lean against the fence. This
Won't
high
work. Yeah.
voltage.
My God.
You can grill your hot dog on the fence. How the thing is going?
Oh, man.
Let's crank it
Yeah.
up.
I'm sure people will sign up for this. They've got.
Yeah. What's it gonna be? The cloud.
Yeah. Bragging rights.
There'll be a pussy doing street beef. Do real shit. Welcome to the blind match instead of blind dates.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is the price? 1 week free for a gym.
What gym? Still working on that.
Yeah, WWE it has those matches.
Yeah. No, the taser one, I feel like that would actually, I feel like some people would do that for sure.
Yeah, at least a couple of people that watch Jackass when back in the day definitely do it. Yeah,
I just picturing like arm barring somebody and getting like shocked in the balls or something like that.
yeah. No, imagine your neck because you had like freaking marks from the taser, or your neck would be like just those marks on you, anywhere you get tased. Can you imagine? It'll be interesting though.
Definitely.
Let's talk Toro Cup into doing it.
Yes, it's for charity, guys. It's for
No,
charity.
don't be an asshole.
Yeah. I mean, you'd bring in the crowd.
Yeah,
Taser wrestling.
high voltage.
Yep. That's brilliant.
Let's like
Really? Huh?
like just make sure they don't have any like a heart condition or anything like that before they do
Yeah.
those
Yeah,
matches.
for real.
What are you gonna say?
I'm kind of surprised nobody's done that before.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think I've seen it for like just like two dudes playing around, but like actual like a grappling match.
Mm-hmm. With tasers? Duh. No, is it gonna be gi or no gi?
It's gotta be.
That's the question.
It's gotta
Yeah,
be.
probably no gi. Somebody has a freaking taser wrap around their belt.
Yeah. Yeah. You gotta do Valley Tudo shorts only.
Yeah. Leave everything exposed. It's keeping our leg locks with a taser. It's gonna be smelling like burnt skin. That's what you're gonna be smelling the whole match.
Why is it smoky in here?
Damn. That'd be wow. Dude, sweat and burn hair. This is gonna be like whoever survived that probably should be able to survive the electric chair.
Yeah, for real.
That's being tased so much.
This is a brilliant plan. Flawless.
It's
Flawless.
gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Let's go see who's gonna take up that idea.
Yeah, listeners, let us know. Should we have the taser contest?
Yeah. Let's go get the mats ready. Let's meet up at the park down the street.
Yeah, yeah.
What the fuck are you guys doing, man? There's some fucking softball game over there, guys. You're a bunch of grown men just squirming, tasing each other shirtless.
Loud shocks, yeah.
It's for good purpose, guys. We're teaching self-defense here. Doesn't look like it, man. Are you okay, sir?
Why are you recording? I don't worry about it.
Old man just trying that out there, just getting taste, doing a trial run, see how it works.
Yeah.
Let's have matches like that, man. I'll look for the chaos.
Get some good commentators for that one.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. You'd have plenty to talk about.
Did we cover everything?
So everything.
Everything above we were going over. Another thing I was going to bring up was freaking Frank Mir, man. Boxing. That was sad to see.
Frank Mir boxing.
Yeah, I see a video that he was boxing. He got knocked out like in the first round.
Yeah. You sent it to me, right? Yeah.
I don't know what promotion that was. Because also you have to think of the situation that a lot of these new exhibition matches usually betting companies that put up like steak or like they put matches like that, and just people like they are like used to be former champions or like athletes. Like for example, Joe Romero was fighting some weird dude that had like Yuri Prochazka haircut. He just got murked by Romero. Boom. Don't like frame it was because he just I think he just came out of back surgery not long ago. I remember he was doing recovery for it. Like I think it was like within the last 3 months or something like that. And now he's boxing.
Feels like they're just feeding them to the dogs, you know?
It's not fair, especially somebody that's really like cognitive aware or like smart and people like to pass down the knowledge, especially jiu-jitsu, like Frank Mir. You don't think like he'd be able to have a good coach? And I mean, his kids are going to school. I think his son is going to Lander, and his daughter's wrestling college as well. I think she's going to her junior year, and she was with Bellator, I think. But I don't know if she's doing MMA anymore. Bellamir. But I think it's time to hang out the gloves, literally. But you think it's one of those things that you do something for so long that it kind of becomes your identity. And you don't know what to do the next step.
See that being the case. Could be money as well, but yeah, I mean, probably a lot more what you're saying is it's a part of who they are. They have a really hard time dropping it, have a really hard time not.
But you can still do it like in practice and things like that, but not so much competing part because you can teach people to do things. But doing that step is no usually also you see a lot of people that are great athletes doesn't do really well transferred to the coaching part or the sport.
Yeah, and yeah, training in class and coaching, I think it's gonna not give you the same adrenaline, the same high that you get probably from competing at that high of a level.
True. Because high rewards too. Highs are highs and lows are low. But another thing that I saw today was Sean Strickland, he stepped on the scale. He's 230 pounds. Yeah. That's a lot of weight.
Yeah, he's kind of. What was he normally?
He fights at 185.
Is he moving up or is he? What is he doing? I wonder.
I don't think he has a match. Remember, he doesn't have a coach now either. I can't remember what he's training. He just lost the title match against Duplessis. He's doing awareness for wrestling for his buddy, Kyle Snyder. What's the one thing you can do for free, but you can pay for because it's illegal? He's doing for Kyle Snyder. He's doing the wrestling matches.
My God.
He's Strickland being Strickland.
Yeah, that's no lie.
He reminds me of a drone version of Michael Bisping.
Yeah.
Same voice. But yeah, I seen that today, like 230 pounds. Damn. And when did he fight last? He fought recently in Australia, right? No, South Africa, I think. No, Australia, that's what it was. Draco Suplicy, February. That's his last match. I mean, what was there for him as far as like in the division? Because Draco Suplicy is going to fight Hamzat Chimaev. Will he fight Paulo Costa maybe? But he already fought Paulo Costa. He beat him by split decision. Israel Adesanya have a rematch there.
Maybe, but
Israel Adesanya be able to avenge the loss against that he lost the title against Duplessis and be able to work his way back to the title even because he lost recently to Imavov in February as well. Dude, he's 3-0 in the last 3 matches. He's Adesanya and he got TKO in the last one.
0-3?
Yeah, 0-3, my man. Yeah. He got TKO in that one and then he got submitted by Draco Suplicy.
Hopefully he comes back. He's still pretty young. He's still, what, mid-20s?
Let me see. He's 35. The magic number. Yeah. Because remember, he was in kickboxing before the MMA.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He looks so young.
Yeah. Black don't crack. But he's 35. Able to fight his way back. How many names does he have? Israel Mobolaji, Temitayo, Odunayo, Oluwafemi, Owolabi, Adesanya. That's full name. That's a lot of names.
It is. Sounds like those.
Not like in Spanish, they usually keep like your mom's maiden name and her like your dad's last name. They had like the whole family tree last name in there. Who are you son of? Who's your grandfather? Who's your great grandfather? Like it's all in the same name. Look at my birth certificate. They're all in there.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I don't know what's next for him. Adesanya.
Yeah. I mean, I hope he can get another good couple matches in at least.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I mean, yeah, hopefully he gets another couple good matches in. but hopefully he's some people just do it right. I feel like GSP did it right. He got out, kept his dignity. Yeah, I hope it doesn't turn into one of those. He just tries to stay in it for too long. But
Yeah, considering that he has a long career in kickboxing before this too, those punches add up as well.
yeah,
But yeah, I don't know what middleweight is gonna be like.
seems
So
like
you have the Dutch Renier, the Ritter. Isn't now you don't want to feed him to Israel. Fucked up because he's 0-3. They're gonna give him Renier.
it's kind of at a turning point for a lot of things. I feel like a lot of the champions that were there for a while are now falling back.
Yeah,
Got a new wave coming in.
because you also had like a bunch of like dominant champions. They usually bottleneck the weight division, but then you have those Hunger Lions waiting for him to leave. They use, I wonder what middleweight has always been a no middleweight, but lightweight has always been a well, no, it's dog eat dog weight class because you had Khabib. Yeah, at one point you had like maybe 3 champions or 4 champions because you had Rafael dos Anjos, you had Conor McGregor, you had Khabib was a champion, Tony Ferguson was a champion as well, but they were interim during the time because Conor McGregor won the title against the Alvarez. Then he was out for a while, and then he came back, fought Khabib. The Tony Ferguson was an interim champion, was supposed to fight Khabib. That never happened. They're like 3 different champions around the same time. But the weight she won now, Islam, he's holding the weight class. Who's Topuria fighting? Of Charles Oliveira.
Yes.
Yeah, Topuria's fighting Charles Oliveira. We'll go him into the lightweight division. That'd be interesting. Islam is going to step up and fight welterweight against Jack Della Madela, fight another Australian. Because remember the last Australian that he beat? Remember the last Australian that Islam beat? Alexander the Great, Volkanovski.
Yeah.
So if he goes up to welterweight, he's going against another Australian. And they both have the same coach, Craig Jonesy.
Yeah.
He says Sambo doesn't work, wrestling doesn't work.
It's just not real. Just stand up.
Yeah, that's simple.
He's an anti-grappler, man.
Yeah. He figured out he joined the system, called Jiu-Jitsu gay, and beat it. But yeah, that'd be interesting. What because all those champions there. I mean, Ankalaev is a new champion. That's another thing. John Jones probably should vacate the title. Because how many times? How long has it been?
Oh yeah, he should. He should be out of there.
Or they could be stripped because you can strip somebody from a title. Like last person I can remember was Jermaine Durandame. They stripped the title because she wasn't willing to fight Chris Cyborg at 145. So they stripped the title and they made a title fight: Cyborg versus Holly Holmes.
Yeah. Dana won't do that. Not to Jones.
Yeah. But they should do that to John Jones. It's not the first time he got his title stripped, anyways. He failed a drug test. He got stripped whenever he is DUI incident of the title. So, I mean, he's holding the division. What's the name of that guy that was with Cyril Gahn? That dude is freaking massive. In the picture I sent you.
Yeah.
Because Cyril Gahn is already a big guy, a heavyweight.
He's huge.
And this guy made him look like a light heavyweight, small. And they're both in the heavyweight division, which John Jones is holding hostage. Do you think he should just retire? And maybe he's not willing to fight Aspinall.
Jones?
Yeah.
Yeah, I really do. In my opinion, he should have been retired a long time ago because he's already failed multiple drug tests. To me, like at a certain point, you just stop giving him another chance.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And now he's taking a while for him between matches too.
Right.
Because let's see his record, what he was. Sort of like frequency of matches. Because Stipe was November 24. March 2023 was against Cyril Gahn. Reyes was in 2020, February 2020. So he has been arrested. In 2020, he has been arrested as many times as he had matches in the heavyweight division. Because remember the incident that he had in the shooting in downtown during the pandemic? He said he was hanging out with he was talking to some homeless guy at nighttime, and he was discharging his gun in the middle of town, and the cops were calling him. That one time he got in trouble. Then Vegas incident, but he was there for the Hall of Fame. What's his name? Dana was talking about, yeah, John Jones. Whenever he's in Vegas, you want to get him out of there, and get him out of there because every time he's here, he gets in trouble. In the incident with not his wife, his fiance, because he's not married. Just to be clear. I think like how many more incidents has been in since then too? Another time was like revving his engine, and the cop or something. Like, the cop was taking issue with him. The time that he was getting arrested with his wife, he was hitting his head against the patrol car. Is he gonna beat up? He can beat the fuck out of all those cops that were arresting him. That's what he say. What would you say that? Like, why would you do this to me? That's what he was saying. On my night that minute, why you do this to me? Like, dude, you're the one that did this to you yourself. We didn't call the cops on you. We just show up because we had nothing better to do in Vegas.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, you probably should, because 2020 against Reyes, it took 3 years to go up to heavyweight. Then he got hurt in the working up to the Miocic fight. And then he handpicked Miocic too. And because he probably wants to handpick somebody else on the Aspinall. That's
Right.
the rifle
Yeah.
number one contender.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's in no place to do that, in my opinion. Yeah, that's just not how it works.
Yeah, he has been given a lot of chances too. I mean, remember the time that I got a second match for Alexander Gustafsson in which the whole event was moved from Vegas to LA because of him, just to save the car. I remember Corey Anderson was pissed off because his wife was pregnant and he had bought tickets to go to Vegas, and then all last minute it was moved to LA. She's like, anytime she was due to deliver in the, yeah, let's just be moved all the way to LA because somebody picograms were spiked already for his match. So maybe it's time for him to leave, let somebody else.
I think so. I think so.
Let the new guard. I mean, to this point, he just keeps avoiding him.
Yeah. I mean, phenomenal fighter, absolutely. But yeah, he doesn't want to fight anymore. Is what it seems like. So
Yeah. For some reason, it feels like Dana White has some favoritism towards him.
yep, it does. I don't know what it is, but yeah, I don't think anybody else would have got as many chances as him.
No, no. I think that covers most of everything for today. And well, thank you. Do you wanna close it? Or do you wanna close it?
Thank you guys for listening. I hope you enjoyed the cast. Again, let us know if we should do the taser rounds. Should we start pushing for this? If you like us, please give us a like. Follow us on Spotify. Watch us on YouTube, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, iTunes. Any of those, you can give us a listen. Follow us on Instagram. But thanks again for listening. Really hope you enjoyed it.